Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. Hope you guys are enjoying it out there. Man, oh man, oh man. We've got a big project here, I think, LegendX, and it's going to be pretty amazing on Titan Legends. The NFT token hybrid is going to be a lot of fun. We're about to meet Roody, of course, founder of that project, and go through all that. I love the artwork, of course. It's pretty good branding. And of course, the project itself is really leading, I think, in the token NFT hybrid space. So we're going to find all about the details. And I hope you guys get your questions in there in the chat as well. We'll probably have some general discussion around Hydra and TitanX later on as well. And of course, at the end of the show, I'll probably just wrap up with my normal quick market update on the general crypto market as well. So that's kind of how we're going to run things. We got Malik in the house there. Hello, Mello. Good to see you. First comment indeed. We got Titanium as well. Let's go. LegendX loading up hard on this one. Well, that's great that we've got the founder here then. It's going to be pretty cool. Now, I've got also the links, everything in the chat there, so you guys can hit that up as well. We've got Wookie in the house, early bro. Good to see you as well. So get your questions in as we go. Without further ado, let's bring on a Rudy here and go for gold. Hey, Rudy.
What up? How are you, man?
Looking good. Your shirt looks like Christmas, mate. Christmas.
I know. It's my green screen behind me.
Yeah. It feels like Christmas, though, doesn't it, in the TitanX ecosystem with Hydra launch and now we're going to talk about Titan Legends, which you're the last project to launch, right? So we're going to find out how that's progressing.
Absolutely.
But man, Christmas it is. Christmas it is. So good to have you on here, Rudy. Really is a pleasure. And I've seen you in the community and, of course, watching the show come sometimes. So big shout out to all that you do.
Absolutely. Thank you.
I think we really do appreciate all the founders and developers that are building on TitanX. It really is amazing. And it's such a good group of people. Really does. Making ROI protocols safe, it really is really cool, and on Ethereum, which is really cool.
Absolutely, yeah. It's really interesting to watch these projects develop because, like I've said it before in other streams, but we're seeing a level of building going on that you don't see out in wild in crypto, right?
Yeah.
So we have like these projects that are coming on board with these top-notch tokenomics. And like, if I found even just one of the, like, if, for instance, like if I found an Inferno a couple years ago that wasn't even tied to TitanX, I would have been like, oh my God, this is the next best thing. Which Inferno is amazing. And the fact that it's built on top of TitanX, like, it just goes to show the quality of our builders that are working here. So I've been really excited to just be a part of it, to be honest.
It is incredible. Hey, before we kick off into Titan Legends, the project that you've got set up with LegendX token, just tell us, I guess, the community a bit about yourself, because obviously quite a few new people, introducing the TitanX and projects on it.
Yeah, absolutely. So I got into crypto like 4 years ago. And immediately I was just like, wow, like you just don't find these kind of opportunities out there in the real world, right? So yeah, my introduction to crypto is like getting into meme coins and all of that. And, I've certainly done, my delving in that space. And then, I found like utility projects that I was really into, and, learned the art of the white paper. So, I got into like my first white papers, etc. And when TitanX came on, like I saw the hype kind of leading up to it. Like people were talking about TitanX like all over Twitter. And I was like, oh man, like at that point it was kind of like, the tail end of the bear market, let's say. And I was like, oh man, do I really have to read another white paper? So it had launched, and I could see that it had been doing pretty well without even understanding. I had actually bought TitanX on the market, and then I read the white paper and I was like, oh shit, I got to start some miners. So readjusted my strategy. Yeah, and it was interesting. Like some people that might be watching have heard this story before, but after I got done reading the white paper, it was my wife and I's first anniversary, and I was like, babe, I think I found the one. She's like, come on, like you said that before. I'm like, no, really.
Isn't that me?
So needless to say, that's almost a year later now, which is incredible. TitanX is as strong as ever. We're watching, again, a level of building on top of the platform that's like unheard of. And I just think that Jake's doing such a great job with the community. helping to steer the ship. But, at the same time, everybody's doing their own thing. They're, sticking to the principles. And, things are shaping up amazingly. I mean, we're headed into day 369 right now. Hydra just launched. X28's coming out very soon.
Yeah.
It's an incredible protocol, and it's tough to find stuff like that in crypto because, I think sometimes you got to learn the hard way. Is like, there's really no such thing as digital alchemy, but with Titan X, I think it's the closest thing that we're finding.
I think you're right, man. I think
you
you're
know
right.
what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it's funny you say that because 2 days ago we had, the dude on with the Element 280, which is launching in October, and it's kind of got the periodic table stuff, so yeah, it fits in pretty well.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh, I'm really excited for Element 282. I love the idea of putting Titan X on easy mode because, we need onboarding tools for new people coming into the space. That was a big reason behind doing this NFT project. It's not like a regular NFT project. I'm sure you've looked into it a little bit, and we'll go over it obviously during the stream. But having those parts of crypto that introduce something that's a familiar concept to people, but in a new way, I think is that's the whole ethos behind Titan X. And I think just having NFTs in our ecosystem is an important thing as well. It'll give new people an opportunity to come in and get involved with something a little bit different.
Yeah. So there's going to be probably about 2 or 3 NFT hybrid type of projects on Titan X by the time we get to October, I think.
Yeah. So Dragon X obviously has one, I think their primary use case was to offer like an OTC trading mechanism for their token.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of hybrids, is that you don't actually have to take and sell the tokens on a liquidity pool. You can actually essentially wrap the tokens in an NFT and then sell those P2P, peer-to-peer with other people, without actually hurting the chart. So I think that was, and the other part about it is that it helps to lock up supply, which I'll get into again when we talk a little bit more about the project. But yeah, definitely them, Element 280, and there's a couple other NFT projects that are in the pipeline. People have like reached out to me, like wanting to incorporate them in their protocols. So, Titan Legends is kind of becoming like the hub for all things hybrid.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're going to get into that sort of combination when we cover your project. I mean, it's super exciting. And Titan X is about to go hyper deflationary. We already see obviously the liquid supply, I think, has gone from 32 trillion down to sub 62 now, and who knows what it will be by the end of the day. The first day of Hydra.
Crushing it, man. Hydra's wild.
Yeah, so I mean that's going to benefit your project, hugely. People that participate, as all the second layer type projects, third layers, and fourth layers. We'll see where it goes, but
yeah, for sure.
It is pretty awesome. Hey, we got Money Gang Crypto in the house. Big shout out there. Good morning, another influencer out there. So let's get into it. Let's have a quick look at your protocol. I'm going to pull up, first of all, your socials. It's always good to get people in. If you want to find out more information, get in there straight away. Throw your support. That's what it's all about, community in crypto too, right?
That's it, man.
So I've got the links in the chat there, but this is on X, so you can go to Titan Legends and definitely give a follow and get all the alpha from that. Get on it for Go for Gold. That's the link there. So get on that one. We're streaming on 3 different YouTube channels, so we've got 3 different tags there.
Good stuff.
On LGNDX and of course on Superman Crypto. So definitely give that a follow on Titan Legends. And the website, of course, we've also got that, so we're going to check that out. Anything you want to say about this? I think, did you do a giveaway recently?
Yeah, so definitely, if you're not following us, make sure that you're following us. A big thing. So at the beginning of this journey, so Titan Legends actually started in January, and it was really before builders were even like building on Titan X. Like we were one of the first projects. Dragon X and Titan Legends actually launched the same day. And at that time, I mean, I think the liquid supply, just to put in perspective, I think the liquid supply of Titan X was maybe like 5 trillion tops. Like it was so early in the days of, when Titan X was first getting going. So at that time, when we did our NFT launch, we had given away like 50 NFTs. and those are now worth substantially more to various community members. And that's something that I wanted to do when the token went live as well, was to do giveaways, because I think that they're not only great marketing, but it's a great way to get people involved with something that maybe haven't gotten involved or like dip their toes in, just to like start generating interest. So yeah, last week we did 20 giveaways or 20 prizes, and I'll be working with other people and doing some cross promotion, etc. Just like, again, I personally, I think it's great marketing for not only the protocol, but it's also a good way to give back to the community. That's something that I really wanted to do from the beginning. So yeah, definitely keep track of our socials and stay tuned for those giveaways, because those will continue as long as they can.
Yeah, well, there's some evidence right in front of us, so it's kind of cool to see that.
Yeah,
People
definitely.
paid that, so really, really cool. And some nice stuff there on your X profile. Now, here's your website. Do you want to walk us through this and to explain the token and the NFT and maybe a bit of the history there as well?
Yeah, sure. So where do I start? So like, hybrid NFTs are a really new concept. And actually, like, I thought I had like was going to be the first project to do this. And after I had, been working on this for so long, I had looked back and I found another project called Bozo Finance. It was on Solana, and they launched a hybrid token, hybrid NFT project as well.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, this is really, really cool. So the way that the thought came to me, so I was doing this NFT launch, and I was, trying to figure out a way to incorporate a token with an NFT. And I was driving and I was thinking about it. I was like, what should we do an airdrop to all the NFT holders? I'm like, nah, you know what? Honestly, that would probably introduce a whole lot of sell pressure into the chart. That's not something like I'm really interested in doing. I mean, we saw like ApeCoin do that, with the Bored Ape Yacht Club. And, when people get free stuff, they just, that's it. It's over.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
So then I was like, what if people were to burn their NFT for the token, right? So it would make the NFT collection deflationary, and they can receive the token on the other end. And I was like, yeah, that's cool. But like, the NFTs are also really cool. So I didn't want to I actually don't even have a burn function on these NFTs, because I think that the artwork and like, it really serves a purpose in Titan X history at this point. I think some years from now, people will look back on this project and be like, wow, that was the first NFT project on Titan X, and they're really doing something different and cool that works. So it brought me to, okay, well, what if you could take your NFT and swap it for the token, or take the tokens and swap it for the NFT? Well, at that point, what that would do is, as people are locking their NFTs and receiving the tokens, it would make the NFT collection deflationary. And if people were just to hold the NFTs, it would actually keep a lot of the supply locked up and basically off the market, right? So I was like, all right, so that's cool. What else could I do to make this like something a little bit, give it that deflationary power? Well, now what if we had something where people were swapping the NFT for the token and it burns a percentage, or swapping the token for the NFT and it burns a percentage the other way? Now that would be cool.
I like that idea. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So as people are interacting with the protocol, the token is actually becoming more rare. And at a point, there actually won't even be enough tokens. Like, if we burn more than 20% at this point, there won't even be enough tokens to get all the NFTs out of the battlefield, which is that swap contract that I was trying to kind of explain in.
I see that Ben here's got sort of a question around it. What's the difference between marketplace and battlefield? Why use one or the other? It's kind of leading into that. So the battlefield is really a swap mechanism. Is that what it's?
Yeah, exactly. So the battlefield is where you're going to swap your NFT for LegendX tokens, or if you already own LegendX tokens, you could swap your LegendX tokens for the NFT, right? And that's where that burn mechanism happens. Now, the marketplace is different. The marketplace is more of that over-the-counter trading mechanism where you can list your NFT at a given price, whatever price you'd like to, whatever you think is a fair price. You can list your NFT on the marketplace in Titan X, and another user can come and buy that NFT via the marketplace. So what that does is that actually helps to keep the sells off the chart, right? So you can actually, and it also offers an arbitrage opportunity because essentially the token value and the NFT value are now linked, their floor value. So if the token price goes up, so does the floor price of the NFT.
Yeah, love it. Yeah.
So if the token price exceeds the listing price of any given NFT, now there's an arbitrage opportunity there where, say, another user could come in and scoop that NFT off the marketplace, and they could either hold it and consider they got a deal, or they could actually swap it into LegendX tokens and sell it for the arbitrage if they'd like to. One thing I really encourage with this protocol is like you really never have to sell the LegendX token. You can actually just list these on the marketplace, right at the floor price or just right above it or whatever, wherever you figure is a fair. I'm just giving an example. But you'd really never have to sell the token. You can actually just sell the NFT, and the NFT always has tokens linked to it, and it's always liquid at any time. So what this does is it actually solves the problem of liquidity in the NFT space, because we saw during 2021, 2022, all these NFT projects launching, and there was nothing to back them up. The only thing that backed them up was the next guy that was willing to come and buy your NFT from you.
Speculation and the cycle of the market and momentum.
Exactly.
Yeah. And so this is a bit more clever though, right? So not only do you have the swapping back and forth, you hold the value up of the NFT, but you also got the taxes in there, right? Which are kind of lifting the floor in many ways.
Can you repeat that one more time? I'm sorry.
You've also got the taxes when people buying, swapping and buying and selling.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yes, feeding the value to push it up over time.
Yeah, so via the marketplace too. So there's 3 burns here. There's one when you claim your tokens, which is called the claim bounty function.
Yeah.
There's a second burn when you pay LegendX tokens to receive an NFT. That's a second burn of 3% of that transaction in the LegendX token. And then via the marketplace, all of those trades on the marketplace, there's a 3% transaction fee that actually goes to buy and burn the LegendX token. Right. So there's 3 burns happening.
We'll pick up the token here at the moment. So this is LegendX token, which you launched recently. And this is kind of, let's look at the daily on this. We'll get rid of that. It's kind of that's how long it's been around. So it's not that long around. I mean, you launched 9 days, 6 hours ago, and that's your chart at the moment. So can you describe what you think is happening with this chart? Because it's a little different than people if they just looked at it.
Yeah. So, and like what I'm seeing right now is like what we had happen is unfortunately the launch got sniped. I mean, there's not really much. We tried everything we could do to try to prevent that. So there was a lot of we did $1 million in volume in I think it was less than an hour. And from that point, I know that people definitely bought high, and they're trying. Right now we have Hydra launching and all these things. So I think people are kind of taking and playing the Titan X game right now. So in my perspective of this, I look at the chart and I'm not worried about it, because I know that a lot of Titan X projects have their growing pains. Let's just be realistic.
Yeah.
And number 2, the way the actual metrics of how this is working is fantastic. I mean, if you actually go back to our website,
I was going to get there next. Actually, go to the stats page.
Go to the stats page, yeah. So this is kind of where the magic's happening.
Just before you get into this, this stats page is absolutely fantastic. You guys did a fantastic job on this, really. And I wish all teams got to this sort of standard of information disclosure.
I'm crazy about numbers. So all right, let's put this in perspective, right? So these NFTs, there's 4 different tiers, right? Or 4 different types.
Down for that. I think that's down here a little bit, isn't it?
These NFTs minted at 28 million Titan X, right? They're right now worth 200. It's right up on the top there if you wanted to scroll up a little bit.
Yeah. Sorry, it went too far.
Yeah. Just a little bit more up.
Further.
Yep, cool. So yeah, these minted at 28 million Titan X, and right now you can see that they're worth 227 million Titan X. So
Right.
NFT holders are sitting on a 10x right now, as well as those legendaries. Those minted at 88 million, and right now they're sitting at 637 million. So, people that had minted these NFTs are definitely in a good profit at this point.
You have four classes of NFTs. You got
Correct.
Fireball, Legendary, Baby, and Ghost. And there's only one Ghost, is that right? I think
Yep,
there's only one.
correct.
Yeah. So, and that's the equivalent. So, so with all those taxes that you got, how does that lift this floor price? So like, where does that go?
So it's all towards burning, man. Like what we're trying to do is reduce circulating supply.
Mm-hmm.
So as you can see here, that purple right there, that's all of the NFT, that's all of the token supply that's locked or soft locked into the NFTs right now. 77%. That's akin to almost like when you're looking at a token distribution, like a basically stake supply, right? Because each NFT represents a stake in the LegendX token. So right now, 77%.
That's an amazing level. Yeah,
that's an amazing number. Like chart wise, I'm not even looking at the chart. These are the numbers that I'm looking at because what we're trying to do is reduce circulating supply to almost nothing, right? And there's like somebody actually asked about any ideas to build on top of your project. Yes, I will say there are ideas to build on top of the project. And basically,
that's what pause there. You've got Element 280s coming. Can't remember whether your token. I think it's on the list, is it?
Yeah. It's supposed to be. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's some buy pressure there potentially coming down the line too in October. Sorry.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I mean, again, like right now, 77% of the tokens are locked up.
And you got 2% burn here so far already.
Yep. I think that's probably $30,000 worth of tokens burnt in a week, which is pretty good. You got
6% in the LP pool, and then you got 15% in the circulating supply at the moment. And so that's pretty good. 6% is a pretty good number.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the 6% in the LP is actually, once you get down, once you eat up those tokens in the LP, that's where price discovery starts to kind of kick in, right? So
this is the token supply. So I think that's pretty clear, and I love this. I love this charts. And then you've got the NFT side of it. So the other side, because these two are locked together in a dance, as it were.
Exactly. It's almost like squeezing a balloon at one end or another, you know what I mean? So it's either the NFT supply is deflating as people are taking the token, or the token supply is deflating as people are holding the NFT. And for every NFT held in a wallet, that's circulating supply of the LegendX token that's not on the market, or non-circulating LegendX supplies, as I should say.
Okay. And so at the moment, you got 6% of people have got their NFTs in the battlefield. And there's 94% that are in circulation. Why do you think that's so high?
A thing called diamond hands, which is great to see. I mean, that's an amazing metric in my opinion. There's definitely people that are holding on to their NFTs. All right, put in perspective, and I'm not here to speculate on price or anything. I can't really do that as a founder of a project, but if TitanX becomes as big as we think it will be, a lot of people will you can almost look at these as gold bars, right? They have a backed value in a token that's paired with TitanX. TitanX goes up. We have a much smaller, easier to move liquidity pool. It takes one spark to light a flame. And that's how I'm really looking at this. It's we're here, we're building, we're going to be building other things, within Titan Legends. I'm going to be listing all of the NFT projects that are on TitanX via our marketplace. So that's going to be helping to feed our buy and burn. This is just the beginning, obviously
the first, just coming back to that, because this is the current state of the hybrid tokenomics between NFTs and tokens, but you've actually on the marketplace, going back to that, you've actually got Titan Legends, so people can buy and sell that at the moment, and of course that's going to benefit from the buy and burn fees. You've also got in there, you've got coming soon as LGNDX and other NFTs. So you're going to be adding more volume for the fees to burn through, right? That's
Exactly.
the idea.
Yeah, that's the plan.
And so the
Because
gold bar gets more valuable from that point of view, not just Titan X going into hyperdeflation, for example.
exactly, well, here's the thing: like, you can trade with Titan X on OpenSea. That's why I made this marketplace. I wanted to keep things within our ecosystem.
Right.
So somebody will be able to now, previously they weren't able to, but now they'll be able to actually purchase Dragon X NFTs with Titan X or ETH. I'm actually adding in that functionality to make it so that they can buy it with one or the other.
That's excellent. Yeah. We're just saying to the Element 280, the dude the other day, that he's doing that too. And I think that's really cool going forward.
Yeah, definitely. Because like for onboarding, like he's on the onboarding side of things. So you want to be able to onboard people with ETH, which I think is very wise.
Yeah.
And then on the outboard, when people are exiting, like you want them to exit via ETH, but not necessarily sell into the Titan X ETH pool. They can actually just take and trade their Dragon X NFT back to somebody in ETH, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's going to be that option there.
So you've had here, so you've got other projects that are going to be coming in Titan X.
Yep.
So that's going to increase your fee volume, as it were, you're burning, and that's going to lift the value of Titan Legends, NFTs and tokens.
Yep, absolutely.
You've had about 490 sales so far on the Titan Legends NFTs.
Yeah, man.
About 365 billion Titan X. Is that it? Is that the one?
Exactly.
There?
Yep.
The highest sale has been 8.9 billion, which is pretty damn good.
Yeah, man.
How are you feeling about these sales counts so far? Like,
honestly, amazing. I think that it exceeded my expectations in a lot of ways. Like the launch and everything, yeah, we had an issue with the sniper. A lot of that happens with a lot of projects, but in a lot of ways, like the performance at this point has exceeded my expectations. So I've been really happy with the way that things are going so far.
We had quite a few people in our strategy club that had got the NFTs early on, and I think Wookie was one of those. You see,
nice.
Yeah, Wookie did it mint day one.
Legends, epic. Glad to hear it, man.
Quite a few others in strategy club picked one up in the early days.
Yeah, I mean, they minted for really cheap at the time. It was like, I think $20 for an NFT or something like that.
Yeah, 25 million or something, was it, or 28 million?
28 million.
Yeah. So that's the NFT market. So people can obviously click on there, and they can, if they want to pick one up, they can do that. You can either get the tokens, right, or get the NFT. Where's the category? There's different types. There's which one's on the search has got this? Is it status? No.
You're gonna want to go to type, I think.
Type, yeah, the type. There we go. So those are the 4 different types, and that's they reflect the different value levels, right? They got airdropped. Is that right?
I'm sorry, they're called what?
So they're the different, all those 4 different categories got airdropped a different amount of tokens.
Well, not airdropped. Again, like they're
included in the NFT.
Correct. They're linked to the NFT, so they can take their NFT and swap it for tokens at any time.
Yeah, it's very important to have that distinction. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, so we've got the baby fire that says there's 1,484 of those. There's 22 babies, cute little baby ones there. And there are 1 ghost dragons. So that's pretty rare. 12 billion is a price if you want to buy it, I guess, in Titan X. And then there's 781 legendaries. Some of these are pretty cool too. Kind of cool.
Yeah. I was really happy with the way that this artwork came out. Like I ended up collaborating with an artist, and really wanted to make the collection as diverse as possible. So there's a lot of really cool features in there. Like I'm just ecstatic with the way that these came out. I still love checking them out and looking at them.
Do you think that in the future with the NFT side of things that you're going to use some of the other attributes, because you've got all these other rarity attributes like body and eyes? Do you think that will be something that you might use in the future?
So, I mean, they're all ranked, so like what a part of the game theory of this within the battlefield, right, is like, say somebody goes and puts a really rare NFT into the battlefield, somebody else is going to be eyeing that thing and want to get it because it's rare, right? So again, it helps the Titan X collection, or the Titan X, the LegendX token, because somebody else is going to be like, okay, I want that rare one. Well, then it takes the supply back off of the market. Like the other day, somebody had put a baby dragon inside of the battlefield, and it was gone in like 5 minutes.
Right.
So it just kind of goes to show, like, people are definitely watching, and, people that are into NFTs and stuff, it does add a bit of game theory on the back end to want to get involved and get like the ones that you'd like out of the battlefield. It's almost like, it's kind of like there's two marketplaces, but not really. Like they function very differently. And I definitely obviously recommend people to read the white paper. It's very clear. And like, once it clicks, you're like, oh, wow, I get it.
I think there's a white paper on the there it is there. Read the Dragon white paper right there.
Yep.
Yeah. Now, I haven't got a wallet connected here, but what happens when you go into here? You've connected a wallet. Does it show up your NFT that you've got? Is that what?
Yeah, exactly. So you're going to connect your wallet. There's a few different tabs there. So one, you're able to see your NFTs that you have in your wallet, and the other one is obviously the battlefield, right? So in the battlefield, you'll see the NFTs that you have in your wallet, and you'll be able to select which NFTs that you'd want to put into the battlefield. And then there's just a big green button that says claim bounty, right? There's a little calculator that tells you how many tokens you're going to get.
Yeah. So you put NFT in the battlefield, you get the token that's worth at the time, which is probably going up over time, arguably with the fees, all things subject to the market demand of the token, I guess. How does that interplay happen with the token value, and because you talk about arbitrage, the token value and the NFT, what people are paying for NFTs? Is there a connection there?
Yeah, so absolutely. I mean, all right, so you can either have the token or the NFT, or vice versa, the NFT or the token, right? And because of this swapping mechanism both ways, the token's going to always be worth X amount of tokens. I'm sorry, the NFT is always going to be worth X amount of tokens. So as the token price moves, so does the floor price. So that's the relationship. Essentially, what it does is it links the value of the NFT and the token together.
Yeah.
So if the price goes up, so does the floor price of the NFT.
NFT, right? Okay, cool. Just want to double back on that.
So it's not like a 404 where it's like a token actually like attached to the picture, right? Or the NFT, I should say. It's actually a two-way swapping mechanism where they're interswappable and their values are linked. Yeah,
there's a linkage rather than endowed than the.
Correct. It's not like stored inside. It's basically like a two-way swapping mechanism.
Okay. So there's a stats page here, and we've talked about some of the overviews of the token and NFT distributions we're there at the moment. We've got the 4 different categories at the moment and what their underlying values worth. Yeah.
Yep.
And then we've got initial supply NFTs, the total amount, which we saw is broken down into 4 categories. We've got Titan Legend NFTs in the battlefield. There's 132 of those. So with those in the battlefield, 132, what's happening with those at the moment? They're just off the market?
Exactly. So somebody asked here, they said, cool token burn mechanism, but it's their NFT burn mechanism. And we don't actually need to burn NFTs to make this collection deflationary. As people are putting their NFTs into the battlefield, those are NFTs that are effectively off of the market. So therefore, what you're looking at right there, that 5.76%, that's what I'd call net NFT deflation, right? We had 2288, and now we're down to 2156, right? So that difference is almost 6%. So the NFT collection has, at this point, deflated about 6%. Will that number grow? Potentially. Will it go down? Potentially, but that's the dynamic.
So what are the extremes? If you had 100% NFTs in the battlefield off the market, so to speak,
then you don't have any NFTs anymore, right?
Yeah.
Like, and then it's just all the token. So that's the beauty of it. It's like, what we're building is a community that loves their NFT, that they don't want to sell their NFT because they know maybe someday it could be worth something, right?
So all the NFTs are in the battlefield. They're off the market. The token is essentially what's being traded. And then you've got all these fees you don't have the fees from the NFTs trading, but maybe the second, third party NFTs you got trading like LegendX, they're putting fees into it. And you also got the tax on the reflection tax on the token itself.
There's no reflection tax on the token itself.
Okay.
It's just between the NFT swapping mechanism through the battlefield. Yeah.
Well, if you had them all off the market, then you're going to have any fees from the Titan Legend trading, but you could have from LGNDX and other protocols that come onto your NFT market.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like I would like to see the Titan Legends in the battlefield be close to zero, because what that means is that the token is as rare as it will become, right? It's more tokens that are off the market.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like, yeah, it might.
Yeah, is looking at, we've got nothing on the battlefield. So we've got all essentially all those tokens are just whatever is in the marketplace that you start off with.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it's definitely an interesting mechanism where, again, you don't necessarily need to burn the NFT to have a deflationary NFT collection.
Mm-hmm.
And this token, again, people don't necessarily realize how small the circulating supply of the token is, because 77% of that token supply is linked to the NFTs that are in people's wallets, right? So essentially it's a soft lock, and there's ways to actually take more token supply off the market, which is something that I do plan on implementing in the near future.
So a bit of a future roadmap there. So just in summary, just with the taxes again, could you go run through that one more time? Just
with the taxes,
just on NFTs, is it?
Yeah. Yep. So
3%.
When you swap all right, so there's 3 burns that happen. When you swap your NFT for tokens, there's 3% that's burned. Yeah. When you swap your tokens, like if you own the LegendX token, you can go get an NFT out of the battlefield. So swap the tokens for the NFT, 3% is burned. And via the marketplace, on each sale of an NFT peer-to-peer, 3% of that is sent to a buy and burn. So there's 3 ways that we're actually burning the LegendX token.
Token supply. Okay, great. I think that's really clear. Now you do have a launch phase on though at the moment, right?
Yes. Yeah, that's a great question. So
we got the red dragon here. I think we got a bit of I think it's probably easier to see that early claim burn. It's called. So people who had those NFTs, they ended up they're able to claim the tokens, but you've got this really cool early claim burn to stop, I guess, prevent dumping in the early days. Maybe the answer there.
Yeah, exactly. Honestly, if we didn't have that sniper issue, it would have. Yeah. I could see this playing out a little bit differently. However,
let me put it, mitigating further dumping or excessive dumping there.
Yeah. So I mean, it is what it is. Like every project has their growing pains. Like we're not going anywhere. I look at this as a week-old project, right? Like something that TitanX is. Again, if TitanX is as big as we think it will become, these projects that are here from day one essentially should be pretty big as well. Again, not financial advice. I'm not speculating on price, all of that, but just to explain this early claim burn, basically the way that this was set up is that essentially if you're going to claim the tokens associated with the NFT, on day one, there'd be a 50% burn, and then it would decrease linearly for the first 25 days, basically to incentivize people to actually use the marketplace, because the marketplace and the battlefield were exemptions to that early claim burn. So I wanted people to be able to sell via the marketplace instead of actually selling the liquidity pool if they own an NFT, because then they wouldn't have like that same burn. So it's essentially almost like training wheels for the protocol.
Yeah. We've got a couple of future questions, but I think that's kind of where we are now. This goes all the way through. It goes down a little bit percentage, this early claim burn penalty. So it helps, less people selling their tokens down. Then day 26 gets the 0%, and you just have that normal 3% fee for trading.
Correct.
No, that standard burn fee, right? Okay, cool. What day are we on at the moment? About day 9 or something?
Day 9, yeah.
Yeah, something in there. Right.
Yeah, we're moving right along, man.
Now this is the white paper. People can read this. Is anything else that you want to point out here before?
Honestly, we already went through a lot of this.
Yeah. So if you want extra detail, you can go read the white paper.
Yeah, for sure.
The marketplace under Read the Dragon paper there. So you can definitely do that. You've also finally just got this NFT checker. So that people can check the value of the NFT, or
so that was set up in a way to check if your NFT was exempted from that early claim burn.
Okay.
Just an extra precautionary measure. just so that people are, informed and making good decisions.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So that's that. Let's have a look at some of the questions that we might have about the future. And who we got here? We got Ben says, any future utility plan for the NFT?
So right at the moment, the utility is being able to, solve the problem of liquidity in the NFT space. So I think that's a huge utility in and of itself. Maybe in the future we'll incorporate other things to do with the NFTs. I do have more so plans to expand the NFT economy and help reduce circulating supply. So that's kind of the next step. My whole thing is like, if I was going to have a thing, it's scarcity, right? Like I want to create scarcity with the LegendX token through these lockup mechanisms with the NFTs.
Well, I guess, and the marketplace with the OTC NFTs like DragonX, you could do more partnerships with the other protocols.
Exactly. Yeah. So the marketplace is going to have a ton of utility in that regard. Yeah.
I think that works pretty well. We got a couple of people in the house there. Hey, Blair, good to see you. And we've got Brian as well, community leader in the house. So people starting to flow into the chat there. What other things in terms of future do you think you might explore? So,
so we're going to be working with. There's just so much going on right now. It's been wild. I mean, I've been not only working on my own projects, but also helping other builders and other people that from the community are interested in getting into building. So I've been kind of working on the side, like, helping to consult other people in their projects. What's the beauty of the TitanX community is how tightly knit the builders are in general. So, every day there's something new happening in the back end. So yeah, it's been really great to work with these guys. They're all been amazing.
Yeah. I think we answered your question, Brennan. Is LegendX going to host all NFTs? That's definitely area for exploration, just a natural one from marketplace. Ben says, let's get a 3-headed dragon NFT.
Dude, what's funny is the original name for Titan Legends was Hydra X.
Yeah.
And I decided to change the name, and obviously they ran with Hydra. That was funny.
There's quite a few cool names out there coming up.
Yeah, dude, for sure.
And Brendan says the marketplace is cool. Yeah, that's cool. Now, do you got anything else you want to add to in terms of covering Titan Legends and the NFTs and, of course, the LegendX token?
Yeah, I think number one, make sure you're following our socials. Keeping up with that is really important. Every day I'm posting alpha there, just kind of explaining a little bit more about how these things work. As well as, we're going to be doing a bunch of giveaways coming up. So definitely going to want to stay in touch with that. It's to me, like, I think it's really great way to give back to the community. So we're going to be continuing to do that. If you're new to our project, just take some time, watch this stream. There's a lot of good alpha dropped here, but I would definitely recommend that you go and read the white paper, go through that in as much detail as you can. Just, it's probably a 20-minute read. And once it clicks, like it makes sense. It's like, oh, wow. Like what we're doing is that we're reducing circulating supply through locking up supply in NFTs, and also solving the problem of liquidity in the NFT space, and also offering an over-the-counter trading mechanism, and also burning tokens as people are interacting with this protocol. So absolutely. There's a lot more that meets the eye, and
also offering other teams the opportunity to do it too.
Exactly, right.
Ben here's got, I love the DragonX hybrid idea. It would be cool if you made it possible for other protocols to do hybrid mint and list in marketplace.
Yeah, absolutely. I've already had people reaching out about that. So
it's a big area for you, and especially with DragonX being like NFT coming to marketplace, that is the big store of value on the NFT. So it's kind of the king of the hill, if you ask me. Particularly around big staking, everything else, super well. So I think that would be really good, and it's in there. It's kind of in your name, Titan Legends. It's kind of in the name that you're gonna have all the legends of TitanX in the. It's gonna. I like that.
Yeah, dude, like think about like 6 months, 12 months, 5 years down the road. Titan X is built to last, in my opinion. Just kind of like taking a step back from this, and like we're looking at what Titan X is a fairly launched project with, things built on top of it, buy and burns, reducing supply. Like I don't look at many things in crypto as an investment, but Titan X is something that, I also don't like recommending crypto to my friends, but something like Titan X, like I'd be like, hey, this is something actually worth looking into because, I think the infrastructure and the way that Jake set it up was brilliant. Even when miners become profitable again, there's going to be a point that we're going to want some supply on the market. Like it's like we're going to be looking back and be like, damn, where'd the Titan X go? Like I used to have billions and now I only have millions. Like,
I mean, the whole time we're talking about this, you always got to think Titan X is going to go hyperdeflationary, and it's like, yeah, you've got.
I don't think people like you watch the day-to-day price action, and things are obviously looking really good right now, but I don't think people realize what's going to happen once there's like get down to 50 trillion supply, 40 trillion supply, 30 trillion supply, 20 trillion supply. Like what's actually going to happen? We just saw in one day 10 trillion supply leave the market. Boom. Gone. It's incredible. Mind-boggling. So right now X28 launches before I think it'll happen before 369, but whenever it happens, that's the ultimate black hole for Titan X, right? Now we're taking and we're literally shoving our Titan X down a black hole, and then it's coming out in X28 on 10 different chains.
Yeah.
It's like
it's mind blowing the roadmap. What's ahead of the next it's pretty crazy. Now, I just wanted to sort of look at continue to look a little bit at your NFT stuff here because Ben's got some good comments to make. It says mint an Inferno NFT with cool art and play a LegendX token to mint. There's some opportunities there, so maybe a few ideas here from Ben. I have several Dragon NFTs. Can they reproduce an egg one day? I mean, that's always a good one, right? We've seen it before with the egg and it has a baby and then it has a different hybrid. You've got two parents and
we've had that
years ago. I can't remember it. I've just forgotten the name of it, but it did that too. That was very, very popular at the time.
Yeah.
We got male, female dragons, all female dragons, and we need to get paid. Nice one there, Ben. Appreciate it.
That's funny.
There's a few little ideas though in there. For sure.
I love it. I love it.
Hey, let's check out. Obviously, that's your project. I think that you've done a fantastic job. The artwork's fantastic. You do a lot of giveaways, which is you're giving back to the community. I think there's some cool things you can head with the project. Also, we're on day 9, right? So after we get to day 26, you can see some interesting things happen in the chart. It's going to be interesting to see what happens there. And it's also going to time with the Titan X ecosystem playing out as well. Because I think there's quite a few things that could be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm really excited to watch it unfold. I mean, again, like there's so many great things being built on Titan X right now. And I think that we're just at the precipice of that adoption curve, right? Like we have 15,000 holders in Titan X. Like that number could theoretically 5 to 10x quicker than people think. Once you get like a massive influx of people, like it comes in like a snowball effect. So it'll be really interesting to see our user base increase because that's just going to increase the level of activity among all the projects. We're still very small.
I have to let you know, I think in the chats here, there's a new whole concept for Titan X coming out through the chat. Have you noticed? So we got breeding, we got farm. It's like a farm thing. We got people wanting to have eggs and babies and breeding and stud farms. I don't know. Is there a whole new GameFi here coming? It seems that people like it. So yeah, stacking 2 NFTs for a time period, get 3 out. I mean, there's all sorts of stuff going on here. Ben says Hex had 300,000 holders. Yeah,
I think that's a great point, man. Think about it. Like, in my opinion, I mean, Hex was amazing. It really, really did incredible at that time. But we have a lot of. I don't want to say
at the moment, so it's doing something. Yeah.
I don't want to say similar mechanisms, but what I will relate is X28 is similar to. I'm not going to say it's a sacrifice, but it's similar to the way that the sacrifice worked with Hex, right? People took their Hex and they they sacrificed it, right? Effectively taking it off the market. Well, we're doing that with X28, but we're again putting it into a black hole and porting it everywhere else. I think that we could chew through 50% of the liquid supply with X28.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
I don't know what you think, but
Let's have a look at definitely. I mean, Jake's talked about that being, the big burner, isn't it? E28 multi-chain and everything that goes in it. This is the thing. This is my favorite line. Everything that goes in it is going to burn. It's going to die.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And of course, there's new value created on the other side, so it's going to be pretty fun. And let's have a quick look at. So let's have move on to more sort of general Titanix stuff, because it's obviously Hydra's launched, and it's been pretty exciting. Now, one thing I want to point out here is we're going to start with Titanix, because look at this thing. We had about 72 trillion yesterday. We're already, I don't know, maybe 14 hours through the new LegendX day or something. And look at this. We're down to 61.5 trillion. It is mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing going on.
One day.
Next. We've also got, I wonder what the ROI, there's probably still a little while. We've still got a little while to go before the ROI on Titanix goes positive. But of course, we had Hydra. Hydra is the reason for it. And the yield at the moment, 8,144%. I love these marketing ROIs. They're pretty good.
Yeah, you gotta love some good old dashboard money.
Yeah. So that's looking pretty exciting. And look, the buy and burn is what everyone's talking about, right? It's look at that, 7.8 trillion Titanix, $6.4 million captured in this protocol, and we've still got 7 hours to go. So yeah, 14 hours we've achieved. 11 trillion or something. It must be right up there around that number. And the 7.8 trillion in there, and the Vortex has got 1.1 trillion sitting in there, and of course the other 20% and 92% has gone off to the LegendX stake, right? Which last time I checked was about 1.4 trillion stakes, making the Hydra the LegendX even bigger. It is some pretty crazy stuff going on.
It's insane. Yeah,
we've been seeing the stakes here. The stakes come through, and we can see the LegendX stakes here, the AB account, and look at the last one: 153, 245, 104, 132. It's pretty crazy. 149, 382, 569, 397. That was the first one there. So it really just continues to do extremely well. And I think we've got. Let's go see what's in the vault at the moment. Another 104 billion, so there's another potential stake about to be made as well, and the LegendX just keeps getting bigger. Over 11 trillion stake now, pretty crazy. And the payout for LegendX is also looking snazzy, because it continues to go up. Yeah, it's gone up about $300,000. So we're sitting below 900. I think it was 892 or something like that. We're now at 988. So it's getting a bigger share of the payout pool, and it will be over 40% now. It'll be over 40% of the staking percentage in Titanix.
That's with ETH at $2,300 or $2,400. Yeah. Like that could just be like tucked off to the side. Like it's crazy. Like LegendX is nuts.
That's crazy.
Really
now we see Titanix price, right? Titanix price is starting to moon.
I think it's because we're talking.
Yeah, probably because we're talking about it. That's just the way it goes, right? That's the power of Titan Legends, folks. It's the power of Titan Legend. We've got all this roadmap coming up. It's going to be absolutely incredible. Hydra launch. Look at the big pump in Titanix.
This is a great chart.
82,000 there. And then we've got Flux coming as well down the line for Inferno. 22nd of September is the expected date there. Then we've got Vault coming in on the 28th. That's going to benefit LegendX as well. So Hydra, obviously, and then Vault as well. And maybe Pulsar, Ouroboros in the play. We've also got the Vortex, Hyper Vortex opening up on the 19th, and the Hyper 96-day payout. And something people might be forgetting about is the Blaze 88-day ETH payout. So that's an ETH. That's going to be huge, over $200,000 as well. So where's that's got to go somewhere, I'm sure. So pretty exciting. I actually have, you talked about X28. I've actually got it out in November at the moment. I
love this map, dude. This is sick.
We'll see where that comes. But this is the roadmap ahead, folks. It is mind-blowing. And there's probably 35 projects at least at the moment around, either on draw boards in development or coming to market. So this thing is just getting bigger and bigger all the time. I've got some
you're
of those.
definitely paying attention, man. I can see you got some projects. I haven't heard of Viper. Who's doing that?
Viper. That's part of Vault. So I can't remember the guy's name. But that's stage 2 of Vault, and in Titan Games stage 3, it's in green.
Okay, I think I missed a part of that, so I'm gonna have to go do some research.
We've got what I've got on here. These are ones that haven't been placed yet, but these are all coming. Awesome X, of course, LegendX. So we know that on top of LegendX, we're going to have at least six plus protocols. We know that on top of Inferno, we're going to have 6 to 8 protocols. And it's just booming. It's a boom time for Titan X, and Titan X is about to go hyper deflationary. It's OMG. Arguably it's already started, right? But that is pretty awesome. So we got a couple of comments in the chat there. Let's get to some of those. I did want to look at that's the Titan X chart at the moment. So you can see a big moon there. Let me just get rid of the overlays, but that's the big pump there on Titan X. Just the beginning, I imagine. Just the beginning of awesomeness coming to Titan.
Crazy.
Yeah, I've been saying to people, previous days, you're early right now. You're early. Just get some. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, the last couple of days, there was a pretty extreme discount. When we got 6 zeros and a 5, it was like, okay, time to buy. That's a no-brainer.
These are all the projects at the moment we've got running up, and so we've got Hydra's the latest one to launch, and this price is doing some fun things for the first day. And we've seen this before, right? So if you've seen Titan X or Hyper or something, you've seen this before.
I'm not gonna lie, I almost scooped some right at that first big.
Yeah. Hey, look, I'm sure you weren't the line.
That's like ultimate degen mode.
yeah. Look at it though. So this price, by the way, everybody, is this. If you're not familiar, this is for people not familiar, is driving this ROI. So it's like pretty awesome. So remember, it's Titan X, then it's Dragon X, and we got Hydra at the top there. So it's kind of the idea.
Do you have a Titan X Hub Premium?
I don't know, but we got members in Strategy Club that do.
Yeah, it's really helpful. So you can see with people creating Hydra miners that most everybody went out super long, and the supply coming out between now and day 88 is very, very minimal. It's really interesting to see. Just something to keep in mind.
And also, it's about 85% are maxed out. Yeah, 85.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
And something. Yeah. Well, we do have the analytics and Strategy Club, but big shout out to Trent and others that post that stuff.
Yeah, Mike Dean did a great job with that. It's definitely something worth looking at.
Yeah, if you guys haven't got premium from Mike Dean you should get it, especially if you're serious about doing ladders and other things like that. What else we got here? Just jump through that. Malak says the buy and burn on Hydra is insane amount. It certainly is. Love the diversity of projects. There's been absolutely dashboard money, says Brennan. Yeah, dashboard money. That's funny. We got Trent in house. Let's go. Big shout out to Trent out there doing great stuff in Strategy Club. Wait until the floodgates open for the buy and burn of Dragon X. Yeah. That's still to come, right? Stoopman loves fixing his roadmaps. I'm gonna have to ban you as a mod, Brennan, because you're too cool. You're too cool. What else there we say? Malak says I didn't, but I only minted to avoid the bots. Yeah, I'm not sure what that's referring to. I might have missed that one. All right. Yes, sir, says Trent. Nice one.
Yes,
so
sir.
Yeah, look at this chart, man. 301 on the old Hydra. Let's see what it is at the end of the day when the clock ticks over.
You know what? Honestly, I wonder what day 1, day 2 miners are gonna look like.
Well, the last snippet that I had, that's just me going to have a look at the dashboard. The last one was showing how many 1 or 2 3-day miners. There weren't a lot this is quite old now. There's 7 hours ago, but there weren't that many. I think there was 2 billion coming out on day 3, 6 billion coming out on day 4. But we'll see. That's probably changed a bit as people will go for the short miners. And then we've got a bit of gaps by the time we get to mid, the 15 to 19 day mark. So, but you're right. The true candles were really 85% plus going out.
Yeah.
Past there.
it's interesting for all that in between time because there's so much there to buy and burn Hydra, right?
Yeah.
So,
well, this is the wild card, right? So typically, what we might see, I mean, what not your views are on it, but we'll see people. We'll see the way that the buy and burn is going to operate, right? Is pretty critical, and typically you want to get a lot of that. You want to keep the ROI up on the DApp like it is now. To some degree, where does it settle down? 600% for a while. You're going to have it down at that level. And how does how's the buy and burn operator operate, so to speak?
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see that unfold. Yeah, again, it's like, all right, so 85% of the supply is coming out on day 88. Well, the other 15% in between, if they're buying and burning in between, price, there could be price appreciation like right off the rip. I mean, it is paired with LGNDX. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It could
right? Not all the bonuses, right? Not all the referrals and everything else kicking in.
Shock people, honestly.
Protocol, yeah. So you're right. There could be a lot better price action and keep the ROI up and everything. And given the supplies you point out, it could last quite a while. So it's going to be fun. And then, of course, post the day 88, right? Then you've got the 98, the Vortex and stuff. And what we've seen in Titanx, a lot of people are relatively selling when they have expectations about something coming up there, and you only get a certain amount of the market that sells, for example, or recycles or whatever. Yeah, it's going to be pretty crazy. The other thing, just as a note, apart from tokenomics, I really like the UI. When the UI came out, it's like, oh, that's cool. It's banging colors.
Sleek.
It's pretty sleek, yeah. So well done to Jake for that. It's like,
yeah. Well, it's in the very much the classical Titanx style, which I love.
yeah. It's a popping purple and orange. I love it. It's like,
man, for sure.
Cool. And the stats, of course, we're only sitting on 2 billion liquid to start off, right? So it was paired 1-to-1 with LegendX, 2 billion. And yeah, we've had a little tiny baby burn in there, $2.11. But wait till that turns on, right? So yeah, and we've got the Hydra buy and burn as well. So I mean, but yeah, 20% of LegendX is going to be burned from the 92%, and then we've got the Hydra. Once that turns on, obviously it's down here at the moment, turned off essentially. But that keeps going up and up and up as well. Brennan says, too cool for Titanx school. You are, Brennan, you are. What else there? Malik says, oh, sorry, I was talking about the dip on Hydra. I was saying I didn't buy the token. I started miners to avoid the bots at the start. Well, you did the right thing. That's what Jake Sharp said, right? Don't participate in the LP pool initially, but do your miners. It's mine, as they say. Yeah.
Yeah, this is gonna be wild. I'm actually gonna take another spin through this white paper after we get off the call. I've read it 2 or 3 times now, but I'm also like taking my time with making miners for Hydra personally. Like that's my personal strategy, because like there's no like early incentive or anything other than being able to unlock your tokens quicker than the next guy. So I'm looking at it more in a long-term way. But also, there are going to be, I think there are going to be opportunities to claim your mints pre-day 88 and potentially have a pretty decent ROI. So that's kind of where my mind's at right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, we've got a few others ticking away as well. So we've got a lot of stuff happening. Let's just quickly go through a few more of those just to wrap up sort of the way Titanx is going at the moment. But you can see obviously Hydra up 678.9%. We've got Titanx up 33%, so that's starting to climb. And we expect a lot of action there, honestly, with all that Titanx that's going into Hydra. Blaze up 20% at the moment. Hyper is up nicely too, 14%. And of course, Hyper a leverage play on Titanx. We've got Helios up 11% there. Waking up from we interviewed, of course, the dude the other day. Of course, he's got Element 280 coming along, and also Janus on Pulsechain. So he's doing some really cool innovations there. LegendX, of course, the big super whale, is up 10.6% as well. Let's have a look at the ratios, because obviously ratios are pretty key. 11.7, had a little bit of a struggle there, but seems to be, let's look at the ratios, seems to be ticking away there. Yeah, sort of bounced all the way down to 9.6 and back up 11.7. So a lot of resiliency there. And when that dragon burn comes on, woo! Hot dog. Let's watch out where that goes. And of course, not to mention the fact that it's got its NFT coming to Titan Legends represent. you have an idea when it's going to happen? Because obviously it's on
Very soon. I'm just working on having like we already had the contracts double audited for the marketplace, but adding in that ETH function, I just wanted to have just another set of eyes on it. So we're just getting that audited right now, and that's actually all the front ends were ready to go. It's just I'm waiting on that. Obviously, I want everything to be as secure as humanly possible.
Right. So that's LGNDX at the moment. JKX, the meme coin. That's coming. You did JKX, is that right?
Yeah. Yep.
You did JKX. Let's have a quick look at that then. JKX is another one from Roody. And that's performed extremely well.
Yeah, man, I love JKX. I think that. So the reason why I wanted to do this coin, number one, the meme was hilarious, and you could just say that the meme kind of drove the idea. It wasn't the other way around. It wasn't like I was wanted to launch a meme coin and then like made JKX. It was more like the meme was made and it was like, oh shit, we got to launch a meme coin. This is awesome. So.
Isn't this? I mean, given the explosion in TitanX ecosystem and what we expect to see in the future, this could really start to really fly. I mean, really.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. All right. So here's the thing. It's a simple meme coin. I really want it to be like a community driven project. So like people that have ideas to bring them to the table, like let's build this thing out together. And it doesn't have, there's no taxes. There's no fancy tokenomics. It's just a meme coin, but it's paired with TitanX, right? So somebody coming into the ecosystem to understand, how to get into like these other protocols. Well, this is probably as simple as it gets, right? Some people just want to buy the meme because it's funny. Like that's what meme coins are about. It's about like something that you like the meme. I like the meme. Like we've been kind of joking, like it's the unofficial official meme coin of TitanX. Like they were handing out flyers at the big crypto event. I forgot what it's called, 2020, whatever the fuck it is. I don't know what it's called.
Yeah, I've forgotten the name too myself.
But they were handing out flyers and it had the JKX meme on it. So like, it's kind of a black sheep of TitanX in a way. It was stealth launched. But at the same time, like it's just about spreading the good vibe, right? Like just something cool and different.
Very good. Now, what does Brennan say here?
That's so funny. So the original image that I had for like the token image was actually him, little Jake, with a bunch of nicotine gum behind him, but it looked a little janky. So I actually had hired somebody to make the other logo.
I think you're taking the right choice of that. Honestly, it looks so cute and silly. It's kind of fun.
Yeah. That's funny that you said that.
Mean territory, yeah, but good pick up there, Brennan. So that's kind of the meme coin. And look, the small liquidity 45. So, I mean, this thing could really do some nice moves as
There's also like 5 other liquidity pools. So JKX is paired with Baby DragonX, Helios, Blaze, Inferno, LegendX, and DragonX.
Okay.
So there's like other smaller pools that it'll.
Yeah. It's not a reflection token, is it? Either the meme. It's just a meme, straight up meme.
Just a straight up meme, dude. That's it. Plain and simple, paired with TitanX.
So we got Janus up 7% at the moment. We got Inferno, which is the other. It's kind of similar to DragonX in many ways. It's going to be a store of value one with multiple protocols. That's up 6.6% at the moment. Then we've got LegendX up 2.7%. So that's the ecosystem, man, and it's about to explode over the next 6 to 8 weeks. Even more projects and 3 big DeFi ones as well, not just ROI protocols. But the 3 big DeFis coming in: Titan Farms, Element 280, and Ouroboros, the lending borrowing stablecoin. So this system is really just rapidly expanding. So it's going to be a lot of fun. All right, that is pretty much it. I was going to cover, I think. I think the future. What else we got here? We got obviously TitanX Hub's got all the projects on it. People can check that out. From Mike Dean, we've got the inflation coming up at the moment. So that is ticking away there. In fact,
almost
it looks
done, bro.
Almost done, yeah. So what's that? Let's go to 90 days. That's the next 90 days. And we've only got 1 trillion candles left by the time we get to October the 5th. So this is downhill after that. And of course, at the moment, we're burning so much through Hydra. We're going to have any left. We're going to have left. And then, of course, we also got the 369 payment coming out for the stakers on TitanX, which is pretty serious. And where's that from here? 42 days left for that. 42 days, 30th of October. That's going to be a huge deal. And how much is that? Well, it's currently almost $6 million at the current price of ETH. So if ETH goes up 50%, we're going to be up mad gains. It's going to be pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what the overall market does. Like watching us pump against ETH in the last month or two has been really interesting. And, obviously like stock markets and everything, like they cut the interest rates a little bit. The stock market had a reaction. Bitcoin's having a reaction. So it'll be interesting to see if that momentum can continue. Like, I think the hard part about this cycle is considering the retail investor. Like, will retail enter crypto in this cycle?
Yeah.
It's a big question, like back home, groceries are expensive, gas is expensive, rent's expensive. Like people don't have a lot of like spendable income when it comes to like making investments. So it's interesting to think about like how that implies with crypto, right? Like, do people have money to put into crypto from retail, or are we relying on basically the people that are already in it to like push the cycle? So
yeah,
I don't know. I don't have the answer to that. I like TitanX.
Hey, look, I think it's going to be pretty bullish. So let's actually pivot into my normal market update. We're going to spend about 10 minutes on that. So let's pull that up. Bam. So yeah, we had big news today. This is huge news. We instead of 25 basis points on the rate cut, we went to 50 basis points. So that's super bullish for that. And that means we've gone federal funds rates gone from 5.5% down to 5%. That means cheaper money. It means that money's going to be more risk on. Typically, though, just cautionary, we do often have a little bit of correction in the stock market. We'll see this at this time. Hard to tell. And the impact on crypto has been not well. It was originally a little bit negative, but now it's gone bullish. So there we go. Crypto is loving it. And so, yeah, what do you reckon? 90, 100K at the end of the year?
Oh, man. I don't know, man. That might be a little bullish for me.
We'll see. But
it's tough to tell. Like I said, it's what's pushing the narrative right now. Like, is a 50% basis point interest rate cut really the narrative? Not really. I think that's more of like a day-to-day kind of thing. The election, I think that's going to have a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that you're not in the U.S., but back home here, like, there are considerations to have, and it kind of like the U.S. election plays into these markets in such a huge way, I think, in my opinion.
So it looks like the market's expecting 25 basis points in November. Looks like the market's expecting another 50 basis points by December. So that would be 1.125 percentage points. So that would take us down to 4.25%. And that's a lot cheaper money though, right? The other question is, does the Fed go and print more money too? Right. So I think it's sitting around 7 trillion on the balance sheet. So if it starts printing more money, then people can borrow cheap money and come and buy crypto up, which is hopefully what's going to happen.
Well, you know what? It's nice having something like TitanX where you have a trustless system that's based on the users. And man, I know people that are already starting TitanX miners.
That's right. I mean, you can ride the train. I mean, it's like the timing is really good. I personally am hoping that Trump wins. Obviously, he's pro-crypto, he's pro-freedom.
Mm-hmm.
I certainly don't want a communist and globalist taking over. So, yeah, it's fingers crossed for that. BTC 62K is a Wookie. There we go. He's our PUD one for the TA. Anyway, that's a private joke. Let's move on. So we also got, obviously, the meme coins doing pretty well. Let's have a quick look at some of those. We've got Dogecoin finally starting to move. Obviously, once Bitcoin and that move, these are all going to start rallying up there. So we're getting some nice movements there today and the week, both looking up there. Popcat Solana, man, that's really flying now. 34% for the week, 12% for the day.
Wasn't Popcat from like Pump.fun? Is that the original?
Yeah, I can't remember actually. But, let's have a quick look at that chart.
One of the few success stories, yeah.
Yeah, it's
wow.
It's good for the last year. So yeah, the chart's looking pretty good. Last time it was up was July. I don't know if we've got an all log chart for that. Yeah, it's pretty recent, isn't it? So it's looking pretty good for the old Popcat there. What else is looking pretty good? Baby Dogecoin has kind of come up into the top ones here. It's up under 32% for the week. That's how it got there. Not doing much today.
That was an old 2021er.
Yeah, and then we got First Nero on Ethereum. It's up 1,850%, jumping into the leaderboard there as well. And the one that we're watching on this channel, of course, is Dog on Runes on Bitcoin. And one meme coin, so we'll see how that goes. It's a pretty good entry at the moment.
Jake X up there.
And Jake X, that's right. Jake X. Let's
make that another $100 million meme. I would love to see that.
I like how you're talking. Yeah. So I wonder whether obviously Inferno's another meme, a deflationary meme.
Amazing. Yeah, they did a great job with that.
Great job. So we could have we've got room for a couple of memes as Titanx takes over Ethereum, right? And makes Ethereum great. And then those meme coins could really start to climb. What about centralized exchanges? You thought much about that? Obviously, as the brand gets out there, people are going to go, hey, Titanx is ruling the world on Ethereum. Ethereum is finally going up. What do you think about that sort of headspace?
That's an interesting premise. I mean, Jake's not like huge on centralized exchanges, but you know what? At the end of the day, if a centralized exchange wants to list Titanx, they're going to have to buy their supply like everybody else.
Absolutely. And that's more buyers and normies, right? Buyers and normies. CFI guys, really easy, Robinhood, Coinbase, whatever.
Imagine.
Really a beautiful avenue. And hey, look, they'll be taking, when Titanx dominating Ethereum, they'll be taking a look at it and be going, hey, we got to get part of this. We got to get into this.
No shit. I mean, all right, let's look at like volume as a metric, right? I mean, we're having $1 million volume days roughly. But once we see it tick up 5, 10, 20, 30, $50 million a day of on-chain volume.
Yeah.
It's going to really, really, really gain a lot of attention at that point.
Yeah. I like it. So let's see. You Titanx devs out there, founders, start making some connections there. That'd be kind of cool. Help them along. Accelerate it, as it were. So kind of cool. That is pretty much it. Now, it's just going to go over Pulsechain because Pulsechain is really starting to move up. We're seeing some serious money coming over the bridge on a daily basis.
Nice.
And so we've got day, I think it's 495. As we're just at day 496. And we've got Pulse at the moment up 8.3%. At quadruple 0409. And that's over 4,000 again. So that's a really good move. Still super discount from the discount price, of course. Pulse X at the moment, quadruple 0217, up 13.6%. That's still really cheap to get in on. Obviously, the big DEX. And there's the other thing that people maybe not talking about enough is that we get a lot of movements on Pancake Swap and all the DEXs start rallying again on the top of if we do head up to that Bitcoin and everything starts moving up to where we think it might go, then man, this Pulse X will get repriced and the volume is going to go up as well. And we've seen a real nice increase in volume on Pulse X going from 5 to 7 million. Up to 10 to 20 to 25, and there's no reason why that can't just make another jump again in due course. The buy and burn certainly ticking away pretty nicely. 985.7 billion Pulse X, 4.88% of the public supply now burned as well. Incentive token at $2.02, up 13.7%. 8.3% of that is the Pulsechain price, but the ratio is up at 49,310. That's right in the middle of that sideways channel. Which is making that very, very good returns for those that are farming in Pulse XV1. But the talk of the town is Hex. Hex coming on a comeback there, 25.6%. Don't count out Richard Hart and the Hex community. It may have been a long time coming, but it's starting to. I think we're starting to get some of that early life into it. And we got 74/100th of a penny at the moment, almost 3/4 of a cent. We got EHEX at the moment at 1/4 of a penny, almost 24/100th of a penny. Combined price EHEX and PX is now at 90, just under 98/100th a penny. So we're almost back at 1 cent for the combined HEX price there, like a boss. And in fact, we saw some more money come over the bridge earlier, and then the pump happened again. So it's nice.
Yeah, Hex is interesting, and Pulse starts to move up. That bonded liquidity with PX is going to push it up as well. So be interesting to watch that unfold.
Yeah. That's absolutely awesome. And hey, look, there's a bigger connection happening here between Pulsechain and Titanx. We got Janus over here already. That's basically like a PTGC project. which is now dominating on Pulsechain as well. And of course, that will just inflate with the LPs and the asset prices and all the arbitrage and that. So that's huge for the Dudes project there. Hashtag Helios and Element 280 coming on Titanx. So there's that really strong connection. There's E280 coming, so that's coming as well. So that's going to be multi-chain. I think there was a little bit of issue. I think Jake was talking about with Pulsechain, but I'm not sure if that's been resolved or not. But in any case, people are bridging over, Titanx and Dragons and things like that over to Pulsechain. So we've got these connections going. It's really nice to see. And it's definitely a pretty strong crossover in communities going on there too.
Yeah, that's a really great point. I mean, I think like X28, I know that there's an issue with I'm pretty sure that there's an issue with X28 on Pulse, but regardless, like Pulsar and these other bridge projects, I think that the Blaze crew is going to be doing a Pulsechain project at some point. So it's going to be interesting to see some of that Titan X value getting bridged over the Pulsechain.
Yeah, absolutely. There's just one more thing I wanted to show, so I'll just add that back in again. That is the bridge on Pulsechain. So we're back over 100 million again. It's 102.7 million over the bridge, so that's positive. Getting back into those 9 figures. So that was kind of the last thing I want to talk about there. All right. Hey, Rudy, it's been amazing having you on. You're super knowledgeable, doing some incredible stuff with your project. It's been a pleasure to have you on and to showcase that. Hope people have got a lot out of it, and definitely follow up on the socials on that. So yeah, I've posted that all at the top. We've got the websites, titanlegends.win, and we've got the socials there is also in there somewhere here. I'll put that. On X. If you're going to follow on X, Titan Legends 8888, definitely give that a follow. And you can follow Roody Kazuti 7 there. Also, I can see it scrolling along the bottom there. It's coming up.
Beautiful.
So you can follow Roody on there as well. And you guys are doing giveaways. You've got more stuff in the roadmap coming up. It's going to be a lot of fun for your project.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Well, thank you again for having me, man. It's been a pleasure. I'd love to do something in the future.
Absolutely. All right. Well, all we can say is onwards and upwards for Titanx, onwards and upwards for Pulsechain. Hope you guys enjoyed today's coverage, and I'll catch you again on the next one. Bye for now.
Thanks, brother. Have a great day.